Cardano ADA ranks number one for a very important metric, a very, very important one. And my question is, could Cardano ADA be starting to dominate in the crypto space? Could we see it ranked number one for many other metrics moving forward? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Let's get into it. Let's go. So we're going to start here and look, Cardano ADA enters top one with this metric, or ranks number one by this metric, according to this article. Cardano finally reaches top tier assets in terms of network and social activity. So look, this is really important, right? Social activity is a very important metric. It really, illustrates the difference between, say, an asset that has got bots following it and an asset that's got real people looking at it. And ultimately, this is what, for me is really important. And yeah, look, I'm interested to get your views and opinions. Do you think that Cardano ADA could be dominating future metrics across, the spectrum when it comes to crypto in the future? Because you need a really solid community. I think that is a fact. Over the course of the weekend, Cardano surpassed Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cash, and even Monero to become the most talked about cryptocurrency. A series of ecosystem advancements, community discussion, and fundamental changes in its DeFi narrative are linked to the increase in conversation volume. Charles Hoskinson, his can't get my words out. His crazy plan is what I'm going to say, because I can't say audacious, to exchange $100 million worth of ADA for Bitcoin and stablecoins is the main source of growing popularity of the asset. So eventually I got my words out there. But look, for me, network activity, talk, this stuff is so important when it comes to blockchain technology. And ultimately, I think Cardano is going to be ranking number one for many metrics in the future. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I treat this purely as entertainment purposes only. Go away, do your own research, and take everything that I say with an absolute pinch of salt, because nothing is for certain, and crypto investing is very risky. So, you need to go away, do your own due diligence. But I do think that this could be the start of a lot of things. And you're obviously watching this, and I'm away, and I've been with Cardano at midnight for the last few days. So look, probably the next video, there's loads of future updates to watch out for, and I'll tell you how things went. We've also got Grayscale Fund with XRP. Cardano may get approval before Solana's ETF. So again, I think the odds are around 75%. And I've kind of said, I said this before, Bitcoin's spot ETF went live. I went public with my thoughts on altcoins, because every Bitcoin maxi is like, oh, Bitcoin's number one, everything else is trash. But I was always saying, and I was very vocal about this publicly, that my expectations were that there would be other spot ETFs, Ethereum, Solana, ADA, XRP, Chainlink, and many others. And I think we're going to see those come to fruition. But obviously, we need to see the SEC approve these first, right? But I do think that, just like Bitcoin, there is a market for many of these altcoins. I don't think Ethereum has done as well as people were anticipating, but I do think XRP will do better than most people anticipate. I think ADAs would do better than most people would anticipate. And even Solana, I'm not the biggest fan of Solana. I'm not a big fan of, some of the people at the foundation either. I think they're just, self-absorbed, to be quite frank. And, you could even say the same in other ecosystems. I don't think it's a native thing to any one particular ecosystem or one particular foundation, if I'm quite frank, and give you my honest views and opinions. I think it's that most of these people are cut from the same cloth, if you understand what I mean, right? And I'm in a place right now mentally where I'm kind of just fed up with the people in crypto, right? Like both, the retail investors, the institutions, and the founders and some of the the teams. I think that people should be doing better than they actually are, and ultimately there's a lot of bad actors in the space, right? It's very challenging to navigate this market right now. But back to Cardano ADA, Argentina is Cardano's biggest opportunity yet, says Charles Hoskinson. And look, you've got to kind of agree with it. It's a huge opportunity for any blockchain that wants to, get exposure to real world utility. And Cardano is doing that. Projects on the ecosystem are doing that. The likes of Palm Economy and that spring to mind. And look, it's exciting times. And ultimately, Cardano is at the forefront of everything that seems to be going on in Argentina alongside Bitcoin. You add in Bitcoin DeFi on the Cardano ecosystem, and I think you've got something very magical. Obviously, just my opinion. Everybody's got one. Doesn't mean I'm right, but ultimately, that's my view on it. And I think that Cardano probably is actually leading. You kind of consider some of the other, blockchain layer ones. Most of the stuff that's going on there are, pump and dump meme coin nonsense, and ultimately, that isn't sustainable, right? That gambling approach to blockchain technology is not going to take blockchain to $250 worth of value as a market. It just isn't. It's going to be a very small niche within blockchain. And ultimately, that's kind of where I think some of the projects are pigeonholing themselves, unlike projects that are going after real world utility. And again, just really interesting to see how things develop, because you add in a compliant privacy layer and you've got real, mass adoption opportunity. And even with privacy operating stablecoins are a huge market. A compliant stablecoin would be phenomenal. And look, I'd love to talk to Charles and the team at Cardano and understand more about the thoughts and the philosophy behind all of that. I think it'd be rather interesting. Let me know if that's something you would like to see, and we'll see if we can make it happen. Cardano ADA just hit a massive 2,000 project milestone. Here's what it means. So signaling major ecosystem growth and rising developer interest is why this is so important. And again, it might not be the biggest ecosystem in the space, but it is growing, and it's growing at a rapid pace. And that is what I would like people to sort of take from what I'm saying here is, there's still a lot of opportunity when it comes to Cardano ADA. Obviously, you need to go away, do your own research before making any investment decisions. I'm not a financial advisor. Treat this as entertainment purposes only, and take a little bit of education from it, from my experience in the space, and dive down some of those rabbit holes, right? See whether you can prove what I'm saying inaccurate. Let's have some debates and talking points, and join us in the free educational Discord, link in the description of the video. I'd love to have more meaningful conversations with all of you there. And I'm hoping by the time this video comes out, it's a pre-record. I'm doing it a week before this video is going to actually come out on YouTube. But, I'm hoping there's going to be some big updates for next week's video, right? And hopefully you'll get to see some of the behind the scenes of Nick and myself in New York at a private function with Cardano at midnight. It's going to be rather interesting. And me not knowing why I'm invited, what's to come of this event at this point of recording this video. I am excited. I am really, really excited about the fact that there could be something really, really big about to happen for midnight. We can all speculate that perhaps it's going to be the details of when the airdrop's going to happen and what that airdrop's going to look like. Maybe it's something far bigger. Maybe it's more innovation. Maybe it's something bigger than anybody could anticipate. And look, I'm just super excited. Hopefully it's something big and major, and hopefully we can bring you some behind the scenes and give you the updates direct from the project team themselves. I think that would be phenomenal. So let's see how next week is, and join us in the Discord and you can ask me all about it. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one.